Skip Bayless, you have lost all respect, in my opinion. You are a coward, not a man. Not a good one, that is.
All things theology, we chop it up properly without an apology. Gotta give doxology to God hollow, because this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Yo, grace and peace, guys. Welcome back to another episode of All Things Theology, where I'm your host, Kdub. And today I want to do something different. I want to talk about Skip Bayless. But before I do that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and as always, click the notification bell so you'll be aware when I drop future content. Now, Skip Bayless, guys. Some of you guys may not know this about me, but I am a huge sports fan. Me and Skip Bayless share a common team, the Dallas Cowboys, which I'm ashamed of right now, but please be gentle in the comments. Skip Bayless likes the Cowboys. He's kind of an annoying Cowboy fan. I think I'm more of a rational, hey, look, we did bad, and he's kind of, no matter how bad they do, he's kind of making up excuses. Nevertheless, Skip Bayless has his own podcast. He's very popular. But he recently did a video which made me lose all respect that I had for him as a sports commentator. Let's get into that video and let's talk about it. Let's go.
If you'll excuse the digression, I chose in my 20s, as I was coming up in this business, to not have children. I married not my high school sweetheart, but my junior high sweetheart. And one reason we didn't make it was I knew she wanted kids. And I knew the deeper I got into my career, I just couldn't have kids. I am obsessed to this moment with what I'm doing right here, right now with you.
So this is one of the reasons, and it's going to get worse, guys, because let's talk about it, right? He says, look, I don't want to have kids because essentially what he says, I'm more devoted to my career than I would be with the father. I mean, okay, he recognizes that. I guess that's good. But the solution he says is, well, I'm not going to have kids. Not, well, maybe I shouldn't be slavishly devoted to this career. I should do well in it, but maybe I should be equally a good father. And we're going to see why this is actually problematic when it comes to marriage.
I live for this. It's my whole life. It's my calling. It's not a job. It's my passion. It's what I was born to do and what I want to continue to do as long as my personal situation will allow it. I then, after that relationship ended, my first marriage, I had a longer term relationship with another woman. And in the end, she just had to have children.
Yes. Generally, women want children. I think that's a motherly thing. It's a feminine thing that, guess what? Most women want to have kids. They want to raise them up. They want to be mothers. They want to be parents. They want to show that affection, that compassion, all those good things. And he's like, man, just these women, it seems that his first marriage ended due to this issue of him not wanting to have kids and not wanting him to give kids. And this relationship right now he's talking about where this woman desires kids. And so it's not a bad thing for women to want kids.
I said, I can't. I tried to get there and I couldn't get there. I just knew I was going to have to move up. That's how this business works. And I just knew that if I continued to work nights and weekends the way I do, obsessively.
Why couldn't just curious, why couldn't you take that same energy in being a father? Obsess over something that'll last forever, and I'll speak to that in a little bit. Be good, be a good, broadcaster, be good at sports, be good at your career. But guess what? One day that's going to end. And you're not gonna have sports to take care of you. You will be forgotten. But like I said, I'll speak to that in a second.
That I'd be a horrible father. I'd be as horrible a father as my father was for other reasons.
Mainly because you kind of admit that you would put your career over your own children, your own wife, which is, man, it's very sad. I mean, I don't even know why a person like this would even get married. Yeah, let alone have kids, but that's another issue.
I'm going to inflict that upon kids. Not fair, not worth it. No, I'm married to this.
And what he says he's married to is sports broadcasting. His fame, his career, his passion. That's his number one. And he's kind of going to admit that right here in a second. Watch.
Then I met my wife, Ernestine, 17 years ago in New York City. On our first date, as she will attest, I said, hey, if this happens to go anywhere, I'm sorry, but I'm declaring myself up front. You'll always be number two to my job.
What a coward. What a terrible husband. I think of often the vows that, if I'm married and, if you are married, have been married, whatever that situation looks like for you, you've said something to an extent of vows on your wedding day. And it was something to the effect of, you're taking your husband, your wife, for better or for worse, for richer or poor, sickness and health, to love, to cherish, right? Till death do us part. Like, you're saying this person is primary in my life. I wonder if Skip Bayless said that about sports broadcasting. Because, he admittedly said to his wife, you're number two in my life. My job, my career is what's first. And I'm going to put that first over and against you and your wishes. Like I said, this is very selfish, very narcissistic, very arrogant and prideful. And like I said, I'm listening to this and I'm like, I lost all respect for this man. Even as a sports broadcaster. You are one of the most selfish persons I've ever listened to, that I've heard speak. If you can literally say to your wife, it ain't about you, it's about me. Both parties should say it's not about each other. And oddly, when you do that, it really does put you first. But he has it backwards. He says, look, it's not about you, it's about my job. I put my job over my wife.
Which is my life, which is my passion. She was taken aback, but she said, okay, I got it. She'd like to say now she's become 1A, but only 1A, to my obsession.
Yeah, let's be honest. She's probably number two still, if you would speak to that. I just think about the legacy that men will leave, wives will leave as fathers, mothers. More important than your job will be your legacy that you leave to your children. In 20 years, Skip Bayless may go down in the Hall of Fame of broadcasting or whatever. But after that, nobody will really remember him. But as a father, as a man, people can remember you long beyond. That those stories will exist in the family. Man, your grandfather, man, he was a great man. That's the legacy that I want to leave. And I hope that if you're watching, you would like to leave. I'm interested in your comments or your thoughts. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think about what I've talked about today. Is he right? Do you believe he's right? Does he have a valid point? Is the career first? Or do you believe, hey, he is actually a very selfish man? Like I said, I've lost respect for him. Me personally, I've lost respect. I cannot, I used to like Skip Bayless. Yes, he's crazy, he's wild, but he's a great entertainer. I've watched him on First Take. I've watched him on Undisputed with Shannon Sharp. I love the show. I like sports. I'm a sports guy. This channel isn't really for that, but I like sports. My wife's like, you should run a sports channel. I'm like, I know the time I would put into it, and I don't want to do it, me personally. And I know it takes a lot of time, and I can't do that because I would neglect some things, me personally. Like I said, feel free to share your comments. You guys know how we do it here at All Things Theology. I'm your boy Kdubtru. Till the next time, grace and peace.